All right, guys. Welcome everybody to Chilling with c.bo. This is c.bo, your host, and the one and only my co-host, my
Uh,
co-host. Yeah, what's up, dude?
not much, not much. Just happy. Yesterday was the last day of my master's program for Syracuse. Apart from having to do an internship, I have officially graduated.
Congratulations, Juan. Congratulations on getting your master's, my friend.
Thank you, thank you. Now I just got to get a job, and then I can be actually a little more happy.
Oh man, congrats, man. That must have not been easy. I don't know. Whew, that's a tough one, man. But good for you, man. Hopefully it leads into something even better.
Hopefully, man. Like, right, I started an internship next week for a small football publication. Hopefully, I can turn that into something afterwards. And I'm talking with a cousin of mine who works for ESPN to see if he can hook me up with something.
All right, all right. Me this week. I did some stuff this week that we're gonna talk about on the podcast. Okay.
Let's start off with what we did. What'd you do this weekend, man? Tell me what updates on your life, bro.
Updates on my life. I got a haircut, and you can't see us on video right now, but we both got haircuts. And let me tell you something, it feels really good to get one.
Being able to cut your hair after 5 months, having it grow so long to the point where it covers your ears and your eyes, like I feel fresh. I feel aerodynamic. I feel great.
Yes, I feel aerodynamic as well. Yes. When like the hair, yeah, my bangs are reaching into my eyelids and like it, because I don't gel my hair once it gets long, because I just get too lazy and I just don't know what to do with it. So I kind of just leave it as it is. And like my bangs were kind of long and like they're just hitting my eyes sometimes. I kind of trimmed my sides a little bit so it doesn't go over my ears, but like, yeah, it got really bad, man.
I follow what's called the 2 week rule. If you have a big event and you want to get a haircut before it, get it 2 weeks in advance. That way your hair grows into it.
Yeah. But yeah. So I guess we'll just go right into it since we have a lot to talk about this podcast. But we both saw a Netflix movie.
Oh yeah, by the way, we tallied the votes, and for all those who actually voted, thank you first of all for participating. But ultimately the vote was.
We saw The Five Bloods on Netflix over Bombshell.
Spike Lee's the Five Bloods, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Usually Netflix movies still have a reputation to this day of being like they're like not quite theater movies, but definitely higher than like B movies because they have like respectable actors in them. So, but like this movie kind of defied that. I feel like kind of like some other movies that have gotten nominated in the past, but like this was another one of Netflix's more artistic movies. And what can I say? When I saw this movie, I was genuinely surprised at how powerful it was. How about you, Juan?
First off, it was long.
Yes, it's a long movie.
It was long. My God.
It didn't feel that long to me, though.
True. And I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I'm not going to lie to you. But it was 2 hours and 30 minutes.
I didn't mind it, man.
I started at 10 p.m. at night because that's how I usually go. That's the usual time I go to movie theaters. I didn't finish till 1. 1.
Oh, man.
What?
I watched it in the morning, so it kind of went by for me. So
I say my movie premieres for the evening so I can have popcorn.
I'm a matinee guy, actually.
I hate matinees because then I feel like a movie is more like something that you do in the evening for like a general grandeur effect. And matinees, it just feels like, oh, what am I gonna do for the rest of the day now? Feels like the movie was the big thing.
I'm a matinee guy, man, because I love the early prices. It's like $5 to watch a matinee, and it's great. And I don't know, I kind of enjoy the crowd isn't as obnoxious during the evening as it would be during the evening that it would be during a matinee. Because like you're a real one if you go during the morning. Like you're one of the crazy people who do that. Like everyone goes during the night, and and movie tickets are full price. It's more crowded. It's just like, yeah, that's how I view it.
Uh, to each our own, then.
Yeah.
But you asked me what I thought of the movie. I thought it was really, really moving.
Yes.
I'll start with that. So, for people that don't know, the Five Bloods is about a group of 4 old black Vietnam vets who come back to Vietnam in search of not only the body of their dead 5th member, but also like a huge stack of like Vietnamese gold
That they just left behind, yeah.
that they had to leave behind because it was just too heavy to carry back.
Okay, so like speaking of that, like, isn't it crazy how Spike Lee made a movie that was one part adventure treasure hunting movie and then another part a socially conscious movie about racial relations that are happening in America right now. And there's so many references to like things that happened in the last 70 years. Yeah. It's incredible, honestly.
It was a very you see how like Netflix has very art house style movies.
Yes.
This is no different, especially with how the whole thing was shot. Especially because like the story was told, mostly in the present, but also partially in the past.
Yes.
And like the way that Spike had the film the camera quality of each era was amazing. So like for example,
Yeah.
filming like Vietnam moments, the screen was much more narrower. Like
Yes, 4:3. Yes, like a square TV. Yes,
and it was tinted slightly yellow to give it a much more old style aesthetic,
yes,
And
and it's keep going. Sorry.
and like when he was telling like modern times, it was I think it was what it's a widescreen angle, full
Yeah,
depth.
with the black bars. Yes.
Exactly. Like
So once they go on their treasure heart, it fills up the whole screen. Like, yeah, the cinematography was really good in this movie. Yeah, the way they shot it and everything, it looked really good, really good.
like Spike Lee is the type of cinematographer, type of director, type of movie maker that always thinks ahead with regards to the style that he wants to tell his story.
Absolutely, yes.
Moments where there was like subliminal subliminal messaging in like the moments when they were talking about that town that was attacked by Americans, and he like shots of dead people and then
Yes.
a prolonged shot of a baby with its jaw exposed.
Oh yeah, and those are real. That's real photos too.
Exactly. So like he's exposing us to that horror to have us understand the perspective of a GI who's going through post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah,
There's this of haunting images of the horrors of war. And he also contrasted that with with moments of racial inequality in America.
yeah, going on for since the '60s. Yeah.
Yeah, bringing up like Malcolm X, MLK, like the fact like how they portrayed the day that MLK died with black soldiers in Vietnam reacting to it. That gave me like the temptation that he's portraying the mindset that they are in a war they don't want to fight in, and they're being mistreated as a result.
Yeah, they said like, oh, we should be back here in America fighting, not over there for a war that we shouldn't even be in.
It's like they tell us that we should care about America, but America doesn't care about us.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like I don't know, man. There's so many things you could say about it, but like it's crazy. But like, yeah, Spike Lee has never been a subtle filmmaker. He will get his message across when he wants to, and I think the way he did it was very effective. Especially with the performance of the main guy, Paul, by the actor Delroy Lindo. Holy crap. This guy, this is a career-making performance, and he's my pick to win Best Actor for the next Oscars, honestly. That's what everyone's saying too. Everyone's saying this guy should win the Oscar. Like I'm for it too. This guy, holy crap, man. Yeah.
To be able to play a black man who is suffering through post-traumatic stress disorder after Vietnam is one thing.
Yes.
It's another to play one who is also a Trump supporter.
Yes. Wow.
That's
Yeah. He wears a MAGA hat in the movie. Yes.
MAGA hat. And perhaps the biggest, and I agree with you that he deserves Oscar buzz. And I think that the biggest reason why, the selling point of it was when spoiler alert for anyone who's listening, the moment when he's in the jungle talking to himself.
Yes.
To the camera. And for a full minute, I believed he was actually talking to me.
Yeah.
Like he was piercing the screen and reality of the fourth wall to talk to the viewer to say that he wasn't going to die.
Yes.
And he did so from the perspective of someone who has lost his damn mind by going to the place where he lost it in the first place.
Yes. It was, mesmerizing. I guess that's a word to call it. Yeah.
It was awesome that, like, first off, he could dig so deep into his soul to pull that out.
Yes.
I can't imagine the type of method acting he had to endure to able to find that character.
Yes.
Because that's tough, having to play someone who experienced tragedy and is still experiencing it to this day. Someone that probably you wouldn't agree with his ideals or his opinions, but you had to play him. You know?
Yeah. And you still sympathize with him too, like.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? The most famous person in the whole movie had the most limited screen time.
But in that limited time, he was great. Oh my God, Chadwick Boseman, the actor of Black Panther. Oh man, he was so good in this movie.
He didn't have to do much either.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I just want to tell the viewers that Boseman is the friend that they lost. He's the fifth member of the Bloods gang that they're of that group. And in the flashbacks, the actors, they don't actually de-age the actors or anything. It's just the actors are just playing themselves younger as is. And like Chadwick Boseman is himself but younger, and that's, I guess they did that just to be like, oh, that's how they still see him to this day because he never got to be older,
It's like, it's funny too, like that, Chadwick's character was so limited, but still had such a profound effect on the whole film.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like he was a Jesus figure, and that he could do no wrong. And that he stood up for what was righteous and what was objectively, what was subjectively, I'd rather say, the right thing to do. Like, instead of violence, go for peace and love.
Yeah.
Don't try to kill the white man. Try to understand him and try to get him to see where you're coming from.
Yes.
So, he was playing kind of like that Jesus figure, and he died because the one disciple that he had held dear to his heart, Paul, had just been so ingrained with the violence and the anger that it got ahead of him and resulted in Norman's death.
Yeah.
Like
that he still feels haunted by to this day.
It's like if Judas himself killed Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah. Maybe I'm taking it too far with the religious allegory.
No, dude, keep going, man. Keep going, man. This is good. Yeah, this is good.
It's kind of weird to ask because, like, Spike does a great job with being able to play on the morality of modern society while still telling a true human story. You know?
Yes.
We've seen it in Blackkklansman.
You saw Blackkklansman?
I caught peeks, but
it's so good. You gotta watch it, man. It's so good.
Add that to the list.
Yes. John David Washington, who's Denzel's son, he is so good in that movie, along with Adam Driver, who plays Kylo Ren. But like, you know, when I saw John David Washington in the trailers for like Tenet, I'm like, I get why he's in this because he's a star. Like he's a star. Like you see why he's a star in the Blackkklansman.
But back to the Five Bloods.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh man, like what? Like the scenes of the minefields.
Yes.
I will tell you right now, sir. From the moment that David went to go take a poo,
yeah,
I was like, this kid's gonna get killed by mine.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was thinking
that was in my mind the whole time. I'm thinking someone's gonna die from mine.
No, because like when like there's like a touching moment, you're like I'm like and there's people that are like talking, you know, that detect minds that they meet. You're like this wasn't there on purpose. This isn't a coincidence. There's minds in this jungle.
That's exactly no. That's what I was. That's what I texted you last night. The literary device is called the Chekhov's gun. Chekhov's gun means that if you see the gun in the story, it has to be used by the end of the story.
Yes.
You don't just mention the minefields and I expect someone to get blown up by a mine. You know, that's like I'm like, no, someone's gonna get blown up. I feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in the back of my mind as well. So I thought you meant, when you texted me that, I thought you were literally talking about a gun. Like,
no, man. Like, I was kind of, like, the thought came up when I saw Yin give Otis the gun at the boat.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, that's a literal Chekhov's gun right there. That gun has to be used in some way, shape, or form. You can't just...
Yes, and it gets used, yes.
It does. Yeah, man. Oh, man.
The mind stuff was some of the most intense stuff I've seen like in movies like recently. Yeah, it was really good.
I felt my heart drop. Like I'm like, oh, please do not let it be David that gets blown up by a mine. All right?
Yeah.
He's an asshole for having tried to extort his father in order to make him love him, but he doesn't deserve to get blown up.
Yeah.
And also like, but like, I'm trying to find the best way to phrase this. Like. c.bo, the French guy?
Yeah, the French guy, yes.
How ironic that the bomb detector is the one that gets blown up by a bomb that he didn't detect.
Oh, man, you're going into spoilers now. Ooh.
Oh, sorry, guys.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll do a spoiler warning. Yeah.
We'll record a spoiler warning for y'all so that you know what you're getting into.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was insane. Just like, and the whole end, I guess if we're into spoilers now, the whole ending sequence with the shootout and stuff, it was just so intense. Like, it's crazy.
I didn't expect the movie to get too violent.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of old guys with guns. You can't really do much with old people, you know?
Yeah, this is one of the best old people movies out there, to be honest.
Exactly. It's like, it's three movies in one. It's a movies about old friends coming together, a treasure hunt, and a social message movie.
Yes. I don't know how he did. I don't know how he combined all those three together because that would usually be a recipe for disaster, but it worked.
And I'm kind of thinking like this movie couldn't come out at a better time.
Yes.
Especially with BLM and like everything going on with social justice and racial equality.
Yeah.
It kind of just made me think like, one second. It kind of just made me think that like, you know, Spike couldn't have put this movie out any sooner. You know, like it came at the right time, gave a message that I think people should listen to and try to understand.
Yeah.
And it provides great perspective as to the movement as a whole, because we all know about slavery. We all know about the mistreatment of Black people, but we never really took into consideration the extent that American culture has had on Black culture with regards to oppression and manipulation.
Yeah.
There's a line,
and it's generational too.
There's a line in the movie that really hit me. We fought for our freedom in the Civil War, in the Civil War, and we didn't get it. We fought for our freedom and equality in World War II, and we didn't get it. And now we're fighting in Vietnam, and we still don't have freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, like that really hit. Like, that was really like that really hit, man. You know.
Yeah, it did.
And before we move on to like another topic, I kind of just want to talk about the ending scene of the movie, where it's a speech given by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. inside of a cathedral in New York. Where
Yes.
he was quoting Langston Hughes, who was a poet that was basically a major part of the Harlem Renaissance back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And then he ended like one a year and a year and like the next day and a year. I forgot how I phrased it.
It was like a year later. Yeah.
A year later and the next day, MLK was shot in Memphis. I'm kind of trying to understand why he added that last part, because he already brought up MLK having been shot like 2 times in the movie already. So why bring it up a 3rd time?
I guess just to put the final point across, it's like, you know, we fight for our country, but our country doesn't fight for us.
I like that. That's a good touch. Overall, great movie. What's the name of the guy that plays Paul again?
Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo deserves major Oscar consideration. It would be a crime and a travesty if he didn't get it.
Yeah, we both agree on that. Yes. So, but like, I would suggest watching Blackkklansman, obviously, and you should definitely watch Do the Right Thing, which is like Spike Lee's like career-defining movie. It came out in 1989, and it still hits today.
Is that where he plays Mars?
What?
Is that where he plays Mars?
I don't know. He plays a character called Mookie.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that the one that threw a trash can through a pizza place?
Yeah. You seen that or no?
I've seen the clip parodied multiple times.
Oh, but you got to see it though.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. Maybe we'll add that further down the line to the next movie review.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I think before we conclude, I think we should make our pick for the next 2 movies that we want to check.
Okay. What do you got in your mind?
Well, I mean, Bombshell already lost, but I really don't want to recycle it because I feel like that's just not fair.
Okay.
But what do you got?
I'm not sure at the moment.
Nothing like you like that like really like stood out to you, or like it's like, oh man, that's gonna be on my mind or anything.
Trolls World Tour.
Oh God, no. we went on a good streak of good movies. I don't want to ruin it.
2020 movies streaming. I'll just Google that. Hold on. Let's see. Definitely not Artemis Fowl, right?
No, that kind of so.
Oh man. Artemis Fowl. Did you see The Invisible Man or no?
Yeah, I saw the ending.
Okay, never mind. All right, we're not doing that. Okay. Let's see. Dr. Dolittle.
I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I was just joking. I wasn't serious about that.
Oh, let's see. There's something good. I know there is. Like, let's see. Oh, what about The Disaster Artist?
I've seen that already.
How was it?
Almost good. If you're kind of a fan of The Room and you're interested in that, you know. Okay.
Lady Bird?
I've seen that. Good movie.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
What about is this just one okay, let's see. Let me look this up. What about the 13th? It's about this have you heard about that on Netflix?
Documentary about the prison system in the United States.
Uh, I'm just wondering, is it one movie or is it one thing or episodes?
One thing. It's a documentary.
Have you seen that?
Nah, I haven't.
Okay, that's an option.
That's one.
Okay, 13. Okay.
You ever see the movie Crawl?
Crawl. Is that the alligator?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
Sorry.
you're watching too many good movies.
Sorry. That's what I did in my quarantine, man.
There's some bad movies out there.
Yeah.
There's one called Selfie Dad. And Think Like a Dog. Oh my god.
I mean, honestly, man, like I'd be kind of down to watch like a bad movie and we just trash it for like we go from a comedy, we go from The Five Bloods, and then we go from just something just absolutely garbage.
Jesus. Let's see. What's a terrible movie?
Honestly, man, I'd be kind of down to watch Artemis Fowl and like we trash it.
Okay, fine. Artemis Fowl's our choice then.
Okay. How long is it though? If it's an hour and a half, that'd be like sweet.
You can't take these long movies anymore, can you?
Both movies we saw have long, like.
Actually, what about Dr. Doolittle? I heard that was horrible.
I don't want to buy it though.
Where is Artemis Fowl?
It's on Disney Plus.
Do I have Disney Plus? Yes, I do. What am I talking about?
Yes, it's an hour and 35 minutes. Yes.
Thank God. Okay.
So after a long pause and awkward silence, we were looking for movies, guys. We decided to go in a different direction for the movie we're going to talk about next week, and we're a little bit ashamed of it, but we want to do something different. We always try to push ourselves, and we're going to watch Artemis Fowl on Disney Plus.
Okay, I'm vomiting.
So it's gonna be more humorous because these last couple of movies have been a little heavy, so we're kind of going in the opposite direction, and it's perfect because it's a 2020 movie. It's new. It was supposed to come out in theaters this year, but it didn't. So
watch Trolls.
Yeah, it was either that or Trolls, but like Trolls cost like $20 right now, so like Artemis Fowl is free, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, guys, we're gonna watch Artemis Fowl. We're not happy about it. We're not, but like. It's gonna be good entertainment.
Look, we're not happy about it. You got a big ass smile on your face with it.
And like, if anything, man, you just watch in like 30 or 40-minute increments. So like,
I feel like it's more like a palate cleanser. It just kind of like refreshes the mind a little bit.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well,
so guys, watch out for Artemis Fowl next week.
Let's move off from movies a little bit and
get definitely.
Get into the next medium that we have listed. We got video games listed, my man. And I heard that you've been playing The Last of Us 2?
Yes, I've been playing The Last of Us 2, and I gotta say, it is awesome, but it's also like one of those things you're kind of mixed about. You know what I'm saying?
I heard it's just poorly done.
I would disagree with that. Well, I'm only 10 hours in the game, which is like half of the game because everyone says it's like 20 hours. But like, I'm really enjoying it right now. But there is a thing. I don't want to spoil this. We're not going to spoil this because the game literally came out like a week ago. But like, there's a thing that happens pretty early on in the story that is really shocking. And you're like, interesting. And you're wondering like, I get it. I really do. I get why they did that. But I'm like also, it's like, that's something you got to be really careful about, like, especially with something this delicate, So, yeah, but I am really enjoying the game. It's an improvement on the first game in terms of gameplay, and, like, areas are more open. You can, like, whenever there's, like, when you're in a attack encounter or something, either with, like, zombies or the people, there's more room to, like, there's more, I get... You can like approach it in so many ways, either stealth, attack, or you can like, it's really cool. I'm really enjoying it, and I'll probably have more to say once I finish it.
I was never really into The Last of Us when it first came out. I know it's a great game objectively. Same thing with Red Dead Redemption, but neither one of them really appealed to me. I hate, I love third-person world games. Don't get me wrong. I love Spider-Man and Fallen Order from Jedi. Like, those are great, but The Last of Us just didn't ever really appeal to me. And Red Dead Redemption just looked like it would take too long.
Yeah, that's a thing with games nowadays. It's like games are just too long nowadays, I feel like.
They try so hard to be so cinematic and story driven, but oftentimes mechanics of the game and the enjoyment of the actual game are sacrificed as a result.
Yeah, games are either trying to be cinematic or they're trying to be like the biggest like open world ever that like takes away from like Skyrim or GTA 5.
Like, let me put it this way: there's a spectrum about good games that you can be on.
Yeah.
The spectrum is The Last of Us, the original one. Narrative driven, great story, great acting, makes you sympathetic, good gameplay. On the other end of the spectrum are games like Crash Bandicoot, pure chaos and bright color enjoyment,
and just straightforward.
And like, you don't need much to get through it. Apart from the fact that Crash Bandicoot is literally that game that makes you OCD to complete the whole thing.
Yeah.
But my point being that excuse me. My point being that it's you have to kind of like decide what kind of gamer you are and what kind of games you're going to be into. Like for me, I love Spider-Man and Jedi Fallen Order. They're narrative-driven games, but they remind me of like other parts of the stories that they're based on, which is why I enjoy them. Last of Us, I feel like I just get bored playing, And also, I hate zombie games because I don't like jump scares.
Well, the game's not that scary. It's more just dread and just dark and like.
It makes me feel like it's Resident Evil 2 or Silent Hill sort of video games. I'm just not into those.
Yeah, okay, that's understandable. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it right now, and I can't wait to beat it. I played like 3 hours today.
Guess what paper I bought on the PS the other day?
What'd you get?
Spongebob for Bikini Bottom.
Really? How is that?
We haven't tried.
I've been hearing mixed reviews about it, but it looks pretty fun.
We haven't tried it yet, but we are going to debut it I think over the weekend, and I'll bring it up in next week's show, and maybe Pedro can come by and kind of tell us a little bit about it.
All right, hold on. But yeah, I like how the game looks and how it improved on the original one. I never played the original one, but this one just looks charming and like it's a SpongeBob game. It's a SpongeBob 3D platformer,
Again, for me, it's more of a nostalgia factor because remember when
did you play the original game?
No, I played the SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game that came out in 2004.
Okay.
And that was one of the funnest games I ever played.
Okay.
And
so you would probably enjoy this game, probably.
Probably, yeah. Like, we'll see. But I don't have high expectations, and I'm not saying I have it to hold it to a certain standard, but I hope it kind of just like brings me back to when I was 11 and the world was simpler.
Oh yeah, just as long as you have fun with the game, it's all good,
Exactly.
Yeah. What else? But you've been playing another game, Jedi Fallen Order, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
What do you think of that game so far?
First off.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, what were you gonna say?
No, I'm like I beat it already, and yeah, it's awesome. I loved it. It was an awesome game.
First off, the first off, I'll say what I like. I like the story. I like Cal. Great actor choice, first of all, for who's playing Cal.
Cameron Monaghan, yes.
First off, I loved him as the Joker in Gotham. He does work on the show Shameless, and he's just like a great actor. So a good choice. Right? The gameplay and the Jedi, the lightsaber fighting stuff is just purely astounding. It's kind of like the Spider-Man, the Spider-Man for PS4's web swinging.
Yeah.
Like this game is probably the best of lightsaber fighting that I've played.
Yes. Okay.
Now, here's what I don't like.
Okay.
I don't like the it drives me crazy having to find all the secrets and all the logs for the books on every planet. You know.
That's totally optional.
What?
It's optional.
Wait, you would think, but they get you skill points and XP to upgrade.
Okay.
And as a gamer, it is my job to go for 100%, and you know that better than anyone.
Oh, and so what point of the game are you at? Like, are you almost done with it, or?
I'm where am I? I am currently on I'm trying to remember the name of the planet. It begins with a D.
Dathomir?
I'm on Dathomir, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to take on the Night Sister.
Ooh, yeah. Speaking of that, what difficulty are you playing on?
Jedi Master.
Okay? So you're playing on a harder difficulty than me. Holy shit! I did Jedi Knight, dude. This game is hard. Like, it's not easy.
It's not. And you know what's funny? Is like it's the kind of game where like if you set it on easy, it's mad easy.
Yes.
But if you set it on like difficult,
it's difficult.
It kicks your ass.
Yes.
Especially with the purge troopers.
Yes.
Those guys are so unfair.
Yes.
No. And what's worse is that like it's not the fact that like that the game ups the difficulty, and that it tells you how it affects the difficulty. Your parrying goes down. The stormtrooper damage intake
goes up.
Goes up. It's like it's not only making it difficult for you, it's letting you know and reminding you what it's doing to you.
Yeah. One of the boss pretty much all the boss battles, I struggled and I did it like over 20 times. But man, that feeling when you finally get it, I scream at the top of my lungs and I'm like, yeah, bitch! Like, especially the last boss. The last boss, you're gonna want to pull your hair out. Like, oh my god.
I think I know who the last boss is, but let's not spoil that part.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, like, I had to get a little cheap. I had to get a little dirty, but I did it though, and when I did it, oh boy! But yeah, I love the game, man. I hope there's more single player Star Wars games like this in the future, and I hope EA isn't the only publisher of Star Wars games. Like give them to other developers, Lucasfilm. Like, what the hell?
I think also like EA. I also downloaded Battlefront.
Yeah. Which one? The second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not wowed by it. I played the original Battlefront. That was a great game.
For the PS2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This Battlefront's just like you have to buy everything.
Yeah, it was a big controversy.
Yeah, it still is.
Yeah.
Just the noise died down a little bit.
Yeah, but I know there's like passionate fans of Battlefront, the current Battlefront 2, and apparently they said it made a big bounce back, and the game is a lot better than it was at launch.
I'll have to keep playing it. There's no story mode in this one, is there?
In Battlefront 2?
Yeah.
There's a story mode.
I can't find it.
You might have gotten the first one, my friend.
No, I got the second one. I have two.
Oh, yeah, there's a story mode.
I got it free, too.
Oh, you got it because you're a PS Gold member?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, there's that.
So, yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. Really good game. But, okay. I guess when it comes to games, we're going to talk about the national pastime of America, and that is baseball. And Juan, apparently baseball is back.
So, multiple reports say that baseball is back. They're coming back on a 60-day game schedule. Should be ending around sometime in October to late November. Yeah, no, sports like baseball is back, and it's hard to believe that that they were able that MLB player union and the owners were actually able to come to like an agreement on this, because I know that they were really far apart as to what they wanted to do.
I feel like this is more of a compromise. It's just like, I feel like at the end of the day, they were just like, do we want baseball or not? And everyone's just like, yeah. So it's like, all right, let's just get it over with.
It's like we'll only play 60 games. Like we'll okay the 60 game schedule, but but some aspects of the deal got a little lost in the fold, specifically when it came to player compensation, and
Yes.
it's and like it's kind of like a little bit confusing when you're looking at it, because the legalese is not really my best language. But from what I understand, players who are at high risk of contracting the coronavirus can opt out of playing for the season, but are not guaranteed a full contract as a result.
Crazy.
And they basically, and if they opt out because of a family member who's at high risk for COVID-19, that contract is basically like voided for the year. There's a lot of like weird like rules that the MLB implemented to try to save money, because let's face it, coronavirus wiped out a whole sports season, four sports seasons, except 3 sports seasons in America technically, but it basically just wiped out a lot of money making opportunities for the MLB as a result. And players, they wanted their contracts guaranteed, because they're the ones putting their lives out there at risk playing this game in a time where people aren't taking care of themselves, and who are like, I'm about to go into a full rant because
go ahead, man. This is a podcast at 4.
Heard about this woman in Florida who basically went up to who made an argument to a board of governors in Florida that passed a mandate saying that all religious gatherings have to have people wear masks and observe social distancing measures.
Of course.
She went up to in a hearing to say that masks are products of the devil, that you are training the American people to become soldiers in a fight that they don't want to be a part of, and that God will answer God will make them answer for making them wear masks and keep distancing from each other. Like, it was a whole meme that happened over the course of a week, but I was like one of my favorite YouTubers gave a great quote about this. He said, "I wish I had the confidence that a stupid person has, because in their minds what they're saying is not stupid, it's justified."
Yeah.
And going off of that, how are people still not understanding that you need to take care of yourself, that you need to wear masks, practice social distancing, go out, but be respectable of the other people around you. All right, life's not back to normal, and it won't be for a while. And it's honestly cases are growing in this country, and people aren't really understanding the severity of that. Europe has banned Americans from traveling to the continent.
I don't blame that. And speaking of that, this is going to go to the other topic where we're seeing a resurgence, man, of cases. We're hitting our second peak.
23 states have reported an increase in COVID cases.
Yeah.
That's including California, Texas, Arizona, Florida. All the major battleground states in politics are seeing a resurgence. And it baffles my mind to think that people aren't understanding why, And what's worse, the virus,
especially Florida, it had 8,000 cases today.
And no, actually they're averaging about 3,000 a day. And
no, but it hit a peak. Hold on, let me check. So in Florida today, let's Florida cases. Let's see, and they're starting to roll back. The bars are starting to close in Texas and Florida and stuff because they're oh crap, yeah. 9,000 new cases of COVID-19. Yeah, nearly 9,000. Today, June 26, 2020.
Jesus Christ. In Florida?
Yeah, Florida.
I was, my friend Dominica is actually in Miami to do her CNN internship.
Hopefully she's staying safe. She just goes to the internship and she goes home.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
back to like the point I'm trying to make with this. Why aren't people understanding that like this is a huge issue? This is a public issue. Or I get it. Maybe like the deaths are skyrocketing mainly for people who are immunocompromised and who are elderly. But that makes up a portion of the population.
Yeah.
And people are just not getting it. At that Trump rally in Tulsa, almost nobody there wore a mask.
Yeah. And you don't get diagnosed until 2 weeks later, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And has it been 2 weeks or no? Like, it hasn't. Okay. But yeah, but like New Jersey, the state we are in, is one of the only states that are on track to contain it. And apparently, if people come from out of state, they have to be in quarantine, I believe, right?
Yep, and in New York, Governor Cuomo actually said that he was going to conduct random quarantine checks on out-of-state visitors, and if he finds that they're not complying, then they are going to be forced into quarantine.
Damn.
Yeah.
But like, how does that work though? Like, what if you drive in from New York from like a Midwest state, like Ohio or something? Like, how does that work?
I think the plate registration that they catch on camera. I think they'll track. I think they'll track you to where you are and see what you're doing.
Like someone will get in contact with you, like, hey, what are you doing in this state? Yeah.
I think so. I'm not really sure how it's gonna work, but it'll be interesting because beforehand, quarantine was it was mandatory, but like you couldn't force people into quarantine.
Yeah.
People could do whatever they want, but now, like I think it's starting to get to the point where like politicians and local governments are going to have to start enforcing social distancing guidelines at a much more stricter rate.
So we're back to March.
What?
We're back to March again. Like
we're probably back to April when it was like at the peak.
Well, at least not for New Jersey.
Well, yeah, true that. But like I go for a walk every day. Like I do a 4-mile walk every day up and down the hills of my hometown.
Okay.
I wear masks. I maintain 6 feet of distance for every person that I pass by. I don't interact. I don't do anything. I just, move forward, I'm keeping myself safe and keeping other people away from me because I don't know if they have it or not, but I don't want to take that risk.
No, I don't blame you.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. All right, rant over.
Yeah, that was something. This pandemic has gotten us all a little bit emotional. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, man, trust me.
Yeah. So basically, Tenet got delayed again to August, and now it's just like, I pretty much me and some friends were talking about this like in a group chat when we're like, why do 2020 movies still have a release date now? Like, what's the point? Like, what?
Tenet.
Yeah, it got delayed like 12 days. But like, what is 12 days gonna do?
I mean, how are they delaying it exactly? Like for movie theater release or for
movie theater release? Yeah.
I guess that's why it's in 12 days because maybe the reopening of movie theaters is extended to those 12 days.
Yeah, but when we're surging again, what's the point of putting a release date? Just put it on hold. Put every 2020 movie on hold. Like why is there dates for this now? Like,
I think like movie theaters are just eager to get back into a regular routine when it comes to like life. They want people to come back to the theaters and buy the popcorn and the seats and stuff and make that profit.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, when is that gonna happen? Like,
they're hedging their bets on that release date that like it'll happen, but it's like,
when states aren't following the rules, like how can you do that? Like,
let me say this. We're living during a time where for a lot of the smartest people that are supposed to be in charge, all logic flies out the window. You know, like for governors like in Texas and in Arizona, their logic flew out the window because they're keeping everything open. In California, he's still the Governor Gavin Newsom over there is still maintaining that businesses are to be left open and to help the economy start going again in the state. But he's also thinking about rolling back on not rolling back on re-implementing certain restrictions with regards to social distancing and virus tracing. So it's like he's trying to find a compromise to try to keep the state going while also keeping people safe. And then here in New Jersey and in New York, it's a slow opening and people are obeying the social distancing measures. But you know, there are outliers here that aren't really following. Luckily, the outliers don't outnumber the people that are trying to be safe. So that's why our cases are going down. We have smart people over here that know what they're doing, but all around the country, there are ignorant people and smart people. And in certain states, the ignorant outnumber the intelligent, and in states like ours, the intelligent outnumber the ignorant.
So, yeah, this is such a mess, and we all could use a reset of just, you know, we all could use the new year, I feel like already.
2021 cannot come fast enough.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. When do you think you can walk into a movie theater, just, you know, and watch a new movie with no issues? Because AMC was aiming for 100% capacity by Thanksgiving, and I'm starting to doubt that now. Because Thanksgiving is like 5 months away. Is this going to be gone in 5 months, or?
No. And Fauci himself said that the vaccine won't be ready until early 20, or like extremely late 2020, early 2021. So, yeah, I don't think that movie theater expectation is going to be met by Thanksgiving.
I'm on the same boat with you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
like, real life, like normal life, is on pause until this whole thing ends, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I can't say that I haven't been making the most out of my.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you know, if it wasn't for quarantine, I don't think we'd be doing this again.
Yeah. And now, you know, if quarantine ends tomorrow, we'll still be doing it, you know.
Yeah, like I think, like for some people, like, yeah, it can't happen for everyone, but for those that can do it, try to find the best aspects of quarantine that you can try to extend to try to keep yourself busy and happy enough to endure it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And that's a message to all our listeners, however few they are. At least at the moment.
I'm growing.
Yeah. All right, I think that we're going to end off on that, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening, and this will be out usually on Wednesdays, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me, Juan.
And when we return, it'll be with a review of Artemis Fowl.
Yep. It's a palate cleanser, guys. You know.
It's a palate cleanser. That's gonna be
the week after. We promise we'll go into a more serious movie.
Oh god. Man. All right.
Guys, have a great day.